The institution of marriage. Marriage is an ongoing and convoluted commitment between two both temporal and spiritual people, and all religions, mostly Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, and Buddhist religions, look at the institution of marriage as the foundation of society. A non-religious mindset such as our secular legal mindset does not look at marriage in a spiritual way and cannot make any judgments that consider God. How can any one of you with a case against another dare to bring it to the unjust for judgment instead of to the holy ones? Do you not know that the holy ones will judge the world? If the world is to be judged by you, are you unqualified for the lowest law courts? Do you not know that we will judge angels, fallen spirits? Then why not everyday matters? If, therefore, you have courts for everyday matters, do you seat as judges people of no standing in the church? I say this to shame you. Can it be that there is not one among you wise enough to be able to settle a case between brothers? But rather brother goes to court against brother, and that before unbelievers. Now indeed then it is, in any case, a failure on your part that you have lawsuits against one another. Why not rather put up with injustice? Why not rather let yourselves be cheated? Instead, you inflict injustice and cheat, and this to brothers. Corinthians 6:1-8. There is a solid call for marriage to be abolished in Australia, and television shows actively promote the dissemblement of marriage. All Abrahamic faiths such as the Christian, Jewish, and Muslim faiths are striving for an intimacy between man and woman that brings them back to the intimacy at the instant before the fall of man. Because of atheistic ideologies of the 19th and 20th centuries, mankind had its second fall, and this was expressed as a war which lasted from 1914 till 1945, in a world of brokenness where men and women were in an ideological war for hearts and minds, and children became confused and lost their identities. Marriage is the foundation for a community, and it is a natural expression of our monogamous species. Jesus is the example of the perfect bridegroom, and he is also an example of the perfect chaste person, and this chastity in Jesus is celebrated and given to us and instructed to us as a means of finding communion with God. We are told not to commit adultery while in marriage, but Jesus' teaching goes further than that and encourages us not to practice debauchery before we are married. This state of purity brings us closer to God so we can be the fully prepared person who can be a husband or wife and father or mother. The law is a very blunt instrument, and everyone in the time of Jesus was subject to death under transgression of the law, and the court prosecutors were referred to as Satan. Faiths such as the Catholic, Orthodox, and Protestant denominations, who have the true message of salvation, have failed in their defense of marriage, and each marriage that has a crisis must be brought in front of an organized religion for conflict resolution and spiritual advice.